Everybody around you sees the same routine. You wake up, you clock in, you clock out, you return home, maybe grab dinner, maybe scroll a bit before bed, and to them, you look ordinary, predictable, and harmless, but quietly you are engineering something much bigger, something deliberate, an empire that no one will see forming, because real power is never loud, and true dominance is never announced until it is already too late for others to compete. This is the art of concealment, the discipline of appearing harmless while you consolidate real strength. The ancient strategists understood that a ruler is better feared than loved, yet must never be hated, and in modern terms, that means you build your fortune in silence, without provoking envy, without broadcasting your moves, letting your results whisper later. Instead of shouting now, every man who has truly risen from the old merchant dynasties to the modern financial elite understood this law. Families once disguised their dominance. As ordinary trade, their records appeared mundane, their operations modest, yet behind the scenes, they shaped institutions, art, influence, and conflict. The most dangerous power has always been the power no one suspects, and that is what you must become. The invisible force, the quiet architect, the ordinary man no one notices until his influence is everywhere. And so the first rule of getting rich without being noticed is mastering the low profile, appearing modest, even average, because people judge with their eyes, not their understanding. They confuse symbols for substance. So let your life blend in, let your car match traffic, let your clothing suggest restraint. Live in comfort, not display, and when fortune smiles, do not flaunt it, reinvest it, because every announcement awakens envy, and envy invites resistance. Attention feels like respect to the average mind, but attention is the enemy of progress. When income increases, resist the urge to upgrade appearances. The average man spends faster than he earns. The disciplined man redirects surplus into assets, keeping his outer life constant while his inner world compounds. Hidden power grows faster than visible power. Every unit of money not wasted on display becomes another soldier in your private army of capital. Spending to impress weakens command, while investing to build makes you untouchable. Opportunity favors those who act with precision, not noise. Wealth requires motion, because money left idle decays. Inflation erodes it silently, and resources without purpose weaken over time. Those who understand power move capital constantly into ownership, leverage, and systems that grow while they sleep. Just as traders once sent ships across uncertain seas, knowing losses were inevitable, but survivors would return with multiplied value. Today, the same principle applies. Capital must be deployed, not hoarded, and the goal is circulation, not stagnation. The masses cling to cash and watch it fade. The strategists circulate it and watch it return. Increased, yet speed alone is not enough. Precision matters. Following the crowd, chasing hype or speculation, is gambling, while disciplined investing is strategy. Money must move from decay to growth, from liability to leverage. And once this principle is mastered, the hidden structure of wealth becomes visible. But the deeper truth is that attention is also capital wasted on noise, comparison, and distraction. Drains creation. The modern man watches others build while his own potential sits idle, which is why silence remains essential. Financial silence, social silence, mental silence. Broadcasting ambition invites resistance. Sharing plans surrenders leverage. Power decays as exposure increases. So the question becomes whether you are building quietly or performing loudly, letting the world think you are average while your systems grow unseen, or still explaining your goals to those who will never understand them. Because the dreamer seeks validation while the strategist seeks victory. Money, like influence, must never sleep. It must be trained, deployed, and sent to expand dominion. Idle resources weaken inflation, steals quietly and loss through inaction rarely returns. The disciplined mind flips surplus into appreciating assets, property, businesses, funds, tools of production, anything that generates power without constant effort. No dead money. No dead time. Wealth must flow through channels that strengthen with duration, and concealment remains essential. Strength in execution, stealth in exposure, recognizing traps while deterring threats unless your livelihood depends on attention. Withdrawing from constant visibility becomes an advantage because display attracts envy, imitation, and interference. Every boast is an open door, and the powerful cultivate mystique. They reveal neither holdings nor intentions. Privacy becomes currency because what cannot be measured cannot be manipulated. Deleting the need for validation protects leverage. The man who moves quietly wins twice, once in achievement and again in surprise. Long-term wealth is built through patience and systems, not speculation. Automation creates silent armies, recurring investments, diversified ownership compounding without command. Diversification spreads risk, just as old trading fleets relied on many voyagers rather than one gamble. Modern builders engineer boredom into profit, while others seek excitement. Patience becomes armor. Consistency outweighs cleverness, and as systems grow, income must also diversify because dependence is vulnerability. Multiple independent streams become fortresses guarding sovereignty. Survival comes from one source, power comes from many. Every income stream should function alone, so that loss in one does not threaten the whole. Wealth transforms from paycheck into system, and structure becomes protection. Legal frameworks, separation of ownership, and layered control act as shields, not from paranoia, but preparation. Betrayal is a constant of human nature. Silence preserves advantage. Talking to early trades, leverage for applause. Giving also holds power when done without display. Anonymous generosity builds goodwill without envy, strengthens influence without exposure, and reinforces abundance without worship. The environment matters equally because noise corrodes discipline. Circles obsessed with attention sabotage secrecy. Alignment matters more than company discretion, more than praise. Fewer allies, deeper trust. Because empires fall not from invasion but from leaks, and the final mastery lies in adaptation, continuous learning, quiet evolution. Power is a process, not a possession. Those who stop learning decay. Proximity shapes destiny. Knowledge compounds faster than capital. Studying overlooked material, understanding cycles, psychology, and systems creates invisible defenses. Avoiding trend chasing preserves foundations because impatience builds on sand while patience builds on stone. Money itself is neutral. Power comes from control, and the strongest men appear ordinary, unnoticed in public, unmeasured and unthreatened. True strength lies in invisibility. Independence that cannot be threatened, peace that cannot be purchased while behind closed doors. Discipline operates investment, learning, construction, and protection continue, while others perform the loud. Crave recognition. The silent build legacy. When you grow, stay grounded. When you win, stay calm, because the higher you rise, the less the world should know. Humility shields against envy. Playing humble while living beyond reach. Mastering perception becomes the art. The less seen, the more assumed. Silence signals control. Patience guards progress. Fortune whispers to the disciplined, and the greatest victories occur in private habits, built without applause. Deals closed without noise. Rituals unseen that separate the wealthy from the restless. Protect time, peace, and anonymity as fiercely as money, because these are the true currencies of power, and the man who understands this becomes untouchable. Wealth flows, influence spreads, and his name remains unspoken because the less known, the more secure the rain. Build quietly, guard fiercely, and let no one see how deep it